Usually, people feel bad when something isn't going right in life, but Uncle Jake thinks differently.
I don't know my times table.
Good.
And I don't have a new bike.
Good.
I'm bored.
Yes, good. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, Mark told Uncle Jake he felt bored with his life. As usual, Uncle Jake said, good. Let's look into his mindset and see how he can always turn the table around and be positive. They also seem to have a plan to help Nathan. Chapter 19. Help. Today started off kind of weird. Not necessarily bad, but just weird. You see, when I was working out with Uncle Jake this morning, I told him something. I'm bored, Uncle Jake. Bored? How can you be bored? You're busy all day. That's the tricky thing. I know I'm busy all day with working out and mowing lawns and fixing my bike and going to summer camp and doing jiu-jitsu. But even with all that stuff going on, I still feel kind of bored, and I feel like I've done what I've wanted to do. So other than focusing on my jiu-jitsu tournament, I just feel like, I don't know, bored. Uncle Jake looked at me for a few seconds and then said, good. That is what he always seems to say when something was wrong. Good? I asked. How is that good? Well, first of all, being bored means you're comfortable with what you have going on in your life. It is good for a few reasons. Number one, it means you have accomplished your goals. That means you have achieved what you wanted to achieve. You have a bike, you have made some money, you're making steady gains in your workouts and getting stronger. So that means you can set some new goals, like you have for jiu-jitsu. Now that you have the tournament coming up, you can focus on that. It makes it exciting. And you can do that for the rest of the things you are doing. Find new goals. But the most important thing about being bored is that you have the capacity. And by that, I mean the time, the money, the knowledge, and the willingness to help other people, to help someone else. That is what a warrior should always strive to do. What is number 5 of your Warrior Kid code? Number 5 is the Warrior Kid treats people with respect and helps out other people whenever possible. That is right, Uncle Jake said. That is perfect. Warriors help other people whenever possible. Well, before, when you were struggling yourself, it wasn't possible for you to help other people. You had to help yourself first. How could you teach things you didn't know? How could you share money you didn't have? How could you train someone else when you needed to be trained yourself? But all those things have changed now. You are a totally different person. Before, maybe you could help your mom clean the kitchen or help your dad clean the car. And even though those are nice things to do, now you can really help other people. You can have a legitimate impact on their lives. That sounds cool, Uncle Jake, but I'm not sure I get it. How can I help people in a big way? There are all kinds of ways to help all kinds of people. But let's make this really simple. There is one person in your life that you can really help a lot right now. Who is it? I knew exactly who Uncle Jake was talking about. Nathan? Yes, Nathan. He is a good kid, but he definitely faces a lot of challenges that you don't have to face. I'll tell you what, when we get done working out, go upstairs and write down 3 things that you can do to really help Nathan, and then we will figure out how you can make them happen. Okay, Uncle Jake. So we finished up the workout by doing 100 burpees in a row. And then I went to my room, took out a piece of paper, and wrote down what Uncle Jake asked me to. When I was done, I went down and told Uncle Jake I was ready. What do you have? Well, Uncle Jake, here are the 3 things that I think Nathan could use some help with. First, he really liked jiu-jitsu class the other day, but I know he doesn't have enough money for it. 2, he doesn't have a bike. When he rode the Bruiser the other day, he looked so happy. But if he hasn't got enough money for jiu-jitsu class, then I'm sure he doesn't have enough money for a new bike. And finally, since Nathan doesn't seem to have much to do after camp every day, it seems like it would be really nice if he had a cool place to hang out. Okay, those are good. I like those. And I agree. I think those would be great ways to help Nathan. Now, let's think about how we can actually accomplish them. But first things first, you have been working hard all summer to make money. Do you realize that we might have to spend some of that money to help Nathan? Are you okay with that? That was a tough question. Uncle Jake continued, before you answer that, understand that we are going to start making sure you have money. That means taking 20% of what you've earned and putting it into savings. And that isn't just for now. That is always. You should always save 20% of your money. Then, if there are other things you really need, you can buy those as well. And you should also know this. One of the few things in the world that feels better than earning money is earning money and then putting it toward a good cause to help someone else. I know that sounds strange, but it is true. I wasn't sure how that could actually be true, but I decided to listen to Uncle Jake since he always seems to be right about everything. Okay then, Uncle Jake, I will save 20% of my money. And if I think of anything else I really need, I will tell you. But if I need to spend some money to help Nathan, I will do that. All right, and I'll tell you what. Since you're being generous, I will be generous too. Anything that you need to spend to help Nathan, I will give half of it so that you only have to give the other half. Thanks, Uncle Jake, I told him. But then I realized I had no idea how we were ever going to do this. So I asked him, but exactly what are we going to do? Well, first off, for jiu-jitsu, we will go and talk to Coach Adam and see if he can give us a deal on the class price and if there's anything you and Nathan can do to help out around the academy. Next, we're going to buy a bike for Nathan. Buy him a bike? I don't have enough money for that. Uncle Jake laughed. Don't worry, we aren't buying him a new bike. We can drive around and look for someone who is selling used bikes. We will buy a rust bucket like your old bike, and then you and Nathan will repair and fix and paint it and put it all back together again. Awesome! And while you two are refurbishing the bike, guess what? What? Nathan will have somewhere to go and something to do after camp every day. So that problem is solved too. Yes, I shouted. This plan is perfect. Nope, there's no such thing as a perfect plan. And the plan doesn't happen if someone doesn't make it happen. So let's stop talking and get to work. We will start as soon as camp is over today by going to talk to Coach Adam. Got it, Uncle Jake. This was awesome, and I was already realizing that Uncle Jake was right once again. It did feel good to help people.
Number 1. How did Uncle Jake respond to Mark feeling bored? He said it's good that Mark is feeling bored because it means he has accomplished his goals and that he's ready to set new ones. Number 2. What is the most important thing about feeling bored according to Uncle Jake? The most important thing about feeling bored is that Mark has the capacity to help other people. He has the time, the money, the knowledge, and the willingness to have a legitimate impact on other people's lives. Number 3. What are the 3 things that Mark came up with to help Nathan? That's right. Number 1, help him attend the jiu-jitsu class. Number 2, help him get a bike. Number 3, help him find a place to hang out after camp. Number 4, what plan did Uncle Jake suggest to make sure Mark has money? He suggested Mark to put 20% of what he has earned into savings. Number 5, think of one adjective to describe Mark's behavior of using his money to help others. Yes, generous. Okay, last one. Number 6, we always say doing good deeds are contagious. Mark is doing a good deed for Nathan, and that impresses Uncle Jake, who is also going to help Mark to help Nathan. How will Uncle Jake help Mark? Yes, Uncle Jake will give half of what they need to spend to help Nathan, so that Mark only needs to give the other half. Having the capacity to help others is genuinely a happy feeling. The feeling of your presence and your effort meant something to someone brings satisfaction. I believe everyone has their place and importance in this lifetime. As Steve Jobs once said, we are here to put a dent in the universe. Otherwise, why else even be here? Contribute what you can and let's make a dent in the universe, shall we? Moving on, Mark followed Uncle Jake's advice and went to see Coach Adam, trying to strike a deal with him so that Nathan can train there. What do you think would happen? And how about the bike? Do you think they have money to buy Nathan a bike? Stay tuned and let's find out next week. Until then, take care. Bye for now.